So last time, essentially, we went to go over to Ruslan Ulmer's mansion to go figure out what he's got going on. Because you had previously in Italy found out that he had a essentially search team looking up the same stuff that you were looking up. Once you arrived in the mansion, you didn't go in guns blazing. Instead, you went in like proper people, with Harlen disguised as a butler, essentially, or manservant, to go investigate some of the other things and possibly plant a bomb.
Carl got some very mixed signals.
What was your mixed signals?
Carl's impression was we were going to go there to get some kind of retribution for the attempt on our lives underground.
Yeah, no.
And instead we ended up buying shit from him and leaving.
Hey man, that was the original plan, and then people were like, no. They didn't know that they were trying to kill us, so I changed it on the fly.
I mean,
I feel
technically,
like I was straightforward on saying that.
Technically speaking, Carl started that encounter.
Okay.
Yes, I suppose.
I mean, there's no suppose. You shot the guy first, starting the shootout, which almost killed you and Montre.
Yes, I leaked.
I suppose. You shot the man with a slug, nearly putting a crater into his body.
I still have no idea why people use those guns. They're very unreliable.
Oh, it's just the shells. The shells is what we found out was unreliable, which is,
Yeah, I threw that box of shells out.
for a 12 gauge, it's still baffling.
I mean, maybe there was just too much moisture wherever they were stored. I don't know.
I suppose. I don't even know if that would be a good. It's just some reason apparently wanted a hot load of, or like a half load of extremely hot shells, or
I mean,
I
at
think
this point,
yours had faulty primers.
oh yeah,
The other
maybe.
guy who had the shotgun blow up in his face had hot shells. Anyway, so after some digging, Harlen did sneak around following one of the henchmen that were going to get the artifacts that the party had procured. Harlen had discovered there's another room full of other artifacts that are hidden in underneath the kitchen, of all places. Amongst the talk, where no more babble about magical elements, spirits, yada 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 going on, nothing that Sean really cares about. Just all mumbo jumbo. Sean Dublin stepped out to go use the potty, while the other three were used mainly as demonstration of a couple of the artifacts. The only one that didn't get to use was the ring.
Hold on. I just want to check right here.
What?
I don't know whether we're recording or not, so I don't know whether an audience caught this or whether it's just us here. But y'all should know that Pondo is a dad. That's why he just said potty rather than bathroom for a grown-ass man going to take a piss. Just to be 100% clear to both the audience here and potentially a recorded audience.
So, funny enough, the little one, our daughter,
yeah.
she bumped her head and went, "Oh shit!" And
Yeah, I was there for that. I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't there for that. I was there for.
I think we told you about it.
I was there. Cotton told you about it while I was in the room,
Oh yeah.
the virtual room. But
He was there when Grandma tattled.
yeah,
Yeah, so it wasn't hard to tell where that came from.
Leave the adults.
Well, it was
Don't put
easy
me in
to
this.
explain which adult. It was me. I'm the culprit.
we know. No one was questioning that.
So yeah, no. I had also been watching a bunch of Dungeons and Daddies, which I
I'm working
feel
my
like
way through that.
Yeah.
It's good.
I've gotten to episode 18.
Jesus Christ, I'm on like episode 3. What? Is this the only thing you're doing with your Jesus?
No, I just put it in the background. It's
You
put
last time I
shows
talked
on.
to you, I was 40 minutes in. You were like an hour in.
I was like,
I'm on episode 3 and you're on episode 18.
yeah, they're
He
only like
puts them
hour episodes
on
after some point.
shows while he's like doing stuff and walking around the house.
Unbelievable, folks at home.
Yeah.
Whether that's, again, I don't know if we're being recorded, so whether it's us here or whether, again, recorded audience. What? Jesus.
You are
This
being
guy is
recorded.
bad
Alan.
joke central now. He's absorbing their power.
No. I feel the dad energy though. I'm still convinced that Ron's an alien, even
Oh my God, I mean,
or lizard, reptoid, whichever you want to call it.
yeah, for sure. Ron is definitely very weird.
That's besides the point. Where was I? Yeah. Sean went to take a piss. First up was Carl, who was told to put on an amulet and then suddenly shot at by Ruslan immediately by a flintlock, which the amulet did save him. Next up was, I think it was Carl again who put on the cloak.
Carl was very bored and very willing.
To which that point I actually gave it a chance. It would strangle him on a 1 and it didn't. The group got a bunch of faulty artifacts, I call it, that have a chance of working pretty good or just failing, maybe killing him in one instance. Yeah, we'll see how that comes out whenever they try to lean into them later on. As the group leaves, we cut to a scene where Rosalind is staring at his burning fireplace with heavy brooding in his eyes.
The Godfather theme plays.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
A man dressed in a tan trench coat and fedora enters the room. He has short red hair and a clean-shaven face with a slash scar across the left side of it, over the eye, turning it hazy. Rosalind will turn to the man. Callum, I need you to take a group of our guys and follow Sean and his troop. Can't be a coincidence that he arrived here after he went on a spending spree in Italy while Baxter was there. I'll leave it to you in your judgment if you want to confront them. If you can keep only one alive, then let it be Dublin. The others aren't worth much more than the volatile trinkets we sold them. Oh, and remember, collateral damage is acceptable. Just make sure there's no leads back to me. Callum will nod, then turn to leave.
Jesus, listen, I was listening to the Godfather theme. That was really good. I'm assuming the orange is a callback to Solaris Nights as well.
Yes.
Okay.
The what?
It's Solaris Nights in joke.
Oh, okay.
The orange appeared every time someone did Mafia bullshit.
I see. No, the Mafia thing was all yours. I wasn't even thinking about that. I don't even know what kind of vibes we're going for.
It worked perfectly for this scene.
I'm sure it's not a lot of things that doesn't work for when it comes to possible threatening of people. So the group of you, after you leave, you start heading back to the town, where unfortunately you have to wait until the train is ready to go back, as it'll take some time for it to get loaded up again, along with the vehicle that you have. In the meantime, you can rent a car or two, and then go around shopping, quote unquote.
I definitely want to look at everybody and say, Irishly, if you all don't mind, I'd like to do some shopping with our muscle. I'm aware that I haven't always treated you the best, Montre, and I want to have a discussion with you because, as you may know, I am rich and handsome and famous, but I'm also an investigator. And when every member of this party treats you with respect and seems to appreciate your presence more than I do, I'm starting to think that there might be more to this whole sit rep and to you than I've previously given it credit for. So what I'm saying is the rest of you get the fuck out of this car. And Montre, here are the keys.
Looks like there's a pub over there you can drop us off at.
Well, I've taken the keys out of the ignition and handed them to Montre, so if he wants to drive you over there, that's his business.
Yeah,
I can
fine.
walk.
It's also fun. He's a character. He's like, it's just literally right there. Okay.
Carl's gonna hop out and head over to get a bite and a drink.
Just join him.
Effie will join too, since she was told to get out.
Yeah, the three of you head over to the what I wanted to deem as the
Saucy Baroness Tavern. It's a pub where you can get a nice pint and a shepherd's pie. It's near Surrey.
Yeah, that sounds good. Because would be towards the northern part of England.
God, just rattled that off.
Sure, Surrey is actually super far south. It's next to
Oh, is it
London,
south?
but-
Okay, sure. We'll
yeah,
go.
it's just
It's one of those
hot-shotting.
places that try to play off southern food, but it's really just northern.
You know what? I'm not going to argue it. I'm just going to wait in the back of the car for Soundwave to get us started here.
It's fair.
Carl's not interested in the food anyways. He just wants to keep day drinking.
Yeah. Montre will take the keys and hop in the front. And he'll be like, you'll have to navigate how I do not know where anything is outside of the professor's estate.
Oh, there was a shopping center several miles back. Just follow the road west. Look for the signs.
Good enough.
Montre, give me a notice roll. And Sean, you can also give me a notice roll. Once you get close to like the other shopping district that Sean was kind of pointing towards, the two of you start noticing there's another car that seems to be tailing you. They kind of hadn't been too aggressive at the moment, but they seem to have been behind you for quite some time, which is Usually not odd, but this instance it feels odd. Your paranoia is kicking in, essentially.
The little exclamation mark above her head.
So Montre, run
Yeah.
it by me again. Tell me about yourself.
Well, some of myself you won't believe because you have to see it, and I don't believe you will believe it. And I wouldn't want to.
What would I not believe? Explain it to me.
He kind of tilts his head as he's driving. He's like, my origins are much older than you have interred. When I speak of a war, it was one that happened before steel was invented.
There's a lot of awkward silence as Sean's trying to comprehend this man saying that he's older than dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Figuratively, not literally. As Sean's comprehending, Montre notices that the car that they thought is tailing behind them is starting to get closer now.
Other than amazingly strange origins, there is a guest trying to follow us, it seems.
Oh? I look around as this is the first time I've seen it, even though I noticed it before. I haven't made any indication of that yet. And then I turn my head and I go, oh, they appear to be being followed. They look like a rough sort.
I would assume if they followed us as we turned around and came back the way we came. I honestly don't know what to do. This is
Do you think you
literally
can
the
lose
first time
them?
this happened.
It's my
I can-
understanding you're an expert driver, are you not?
I would not say expert, but I would willing to give it a try.
I buckle myself in and I sit back, arms crossed, looking confidently smug, and I say, well, I haven't seen much of your skills other than disabling a German aircraft, so I suppose I should be paying attention now. But I say it Irishly.
Okay, Montre, you can go ahead and make a
By
drive.
the way, I say that as an Irishman.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and make a driving roll, and let's see you get it raised 2 or 3 times to just teleport behind them suddenly. No,
Don't threaten me with a good time.
you did raise. So you do manage to actually fairly lose them. That you get to the point where you turn around, just kind of as you're not really sure where everything is. You get to the point where you actually get a intersection point where you kind of get into facing their side, essentially.
I watched
Like
them go
you're
past the
facing
thing.
towards the east, they're facing towards the north. They haven't noticed that you're there.
Well, I seem to at least be a better driver than him. Should we introduce ourselves?
I think we should lose them.
That sounds much more agreeable. Yeah,
Show me your moves.
All right, give me one more driving roll.
no race.
So yeah, if you want to lose them, you can definitely lose them.
Yep, he does.
Did we get a advance last time?
No, but the
no.
time before we did.
Yeah, I used that to pick up linguist, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah, you should be.
I'm just thinking of removing Doubting Thomas as a result of what's happening here. Not what we're just starting to think about it.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That makes sense in character.
I pat Montre on the back and go, well, I guess we didn't get to do the shopping that I wanted to do, but that's beside the point. Certainly if we have people following us, that could be a big problem.
Indeed.
You've managed to get us out of this situation fairly well.
I had a good navigator.
I literally said nothing to you. You did this all on your own. I
The
feel like I can
professor
trust you
said
to
that was the
drive
right
this in
thing
the
to say.
future.
He chuckles.
Sure.
He's like, the professor said that was the kind thing to say whenever I didn't get lost the last time.
Right. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about this professor? I'm starting to wonder why we're working for SITREP. It feels like the right thing to do, but what do we actually know about these people?
Honestly, I don't know much more than he's told me. I've quotation marks. He puts his hand up, one hand up, kind of the rabbit fingers. I've worked for him as long as you have, but he had me in his study for much longer than that, helping me learn your language.
Do you have any doubts about it?
I don't know enough to have doubts about him. I had doubts about you because we did not get along, but I owe the
No.
professor a lot of things, so
I feel like you should have doubts about me, though. That's very reasonable. We were going to come here and straight up murder this dude. And now we've bought things from him. And typically, doing business with your enemies is always a very odd circumstance. It's the kind of thing villains do. I'm starting to wonder if I'm actually the good one in the story of my life here that I'm writing. I'm starting to question everything around me. Who we're working for, what it is we're really doing. I mean, it's hard to say that the Nazis aren't bad. I mean, they're Nazis.
They certainly
Uh,
seemed aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, and they were, I mean, they're Nazis. They haven't done anything like world shattering yet, just some, burned pubs in Germany, but a few border skirmishes, maybe some threats, but that's just how politics goes nowadays. They're bad people, but they're not like really bad, probably. That'd be ridiculous.
Well, if you're looking for morality, I'm afraid I'm very iffy on the subject. I am technically a soldier. I just go where I'm told. But from a tactical standpoint, you now know the layout of that man's house. And if that person following us was him, we can retaliate if necessary. English.
We know a little bit about his house. I think that I want to talk to Harlen about what he saw, because we haven't had that discussion.
That would be prudent.
If he's selling us, look, it's hard for me to believe that these artifacts do what you claim they do. Stop bullets and such, make people invisible. They may have fantastic, but scientific qualities. And if that's true, I'm not sure we should be letting a criminal in the middle of England have them any more than we should be, not any more than, we should be gathering them for England, essentially. And
as England, you are speaking of the overarching government.
Well, I'd prefer it be the government of Ireland, but we're still working on that, But yes, I do mean the British Commonwealth.
That sounds reasonable. Honestly,
At the very least,
we could use
the
it for
people
security.
of this island should have more say about it than some random gangster in the middle of the country. And if they're selling us the dregs that don't work that well, no matter what it is you think that they do, if they aren't working that well, what is he withholding from us?
That was a thought of mine as well, but I was more worried about Effie's safety.
Okay.
It's apparently a little shadow of my past is protecting people that I consider priestesses. Whatever she can do somehow ticks that box in my mind. It's hard to say.
I understand the want to simp. Yes. Got him. Absolutely got him. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my time in this scene. Thank you very much. I am a classically trained engineer. I have no theater experience.
Can I get you two to make one more notice roll?
The smell of burning bronze.
How is a 9?
Okay. So both of you notice that there's another car kind of tailing you. Though this time it seems to be more aggressively driving towards you than the other.
Now, Pondo,
yes.
I know something that no one else here knows.
Yes, I was going to get to that.
Okay.
You also notice that this is not the same car, or it seemed to be the same group of people that you saw before.
I
Go ahead.
I am going to turn to Montre and I'm going to say, Montre, I'm going to level you with you real quick. Remember that other car that was following us?
The previous one to the one that we just noticed.
Yeah. So what that was is I paid 3 gentlemen who are actors to follow us on the train up here and then accost us so that you could prove your skills to me. As part of a bit of theatrical acting, I just wanted to be sure of your skills because I had never seen them in action. I thought it would be an opportunity for us to get closer, sort of thing.
You were willing to risk actors' lives because I would have murdered them very quickly and very not even caring.
I've learned something else new about a whole second new thing about your response protocols that we're definitely going to have a much further discussion about. Murdering people who drive poorly near you.
No, if they were attempting to hurt you or Miss Effie in their attempt to.
Oh, it was going to be a fisticuffs thing. When someone comes at you without a weapon and with the intent to just cause bedlam, we're getting very far away from we're being followed, and I didn't pay these people.
And Montre's going, you do know that if I shoot them, it's a lot harder for them to hurt me.
Well,
I
he's
don't
not
want
going to
you
say that
to-
out loud. He's not saying that out loud. He's just thinking
Montre.
that, like, I would just shoot them and then they can't hurt anybody. But anyway,
Montre,
back
just
to where we were.
drive.
make another notice roll, Sean.
Both of us? Oh, just me.
You. Okay.
I
you
will. No. Whoa,
Okay, you want to re-roll that?
Yeah, absolutely. You shut your damn mouth. Okay.
No, that's fine.
You do not narrate to me while I'm rolling
Oh,
two
there we go.
sixes.
Actually, it was more than that. Boy, where'd it go? Yeah, no, these are not the guys you hired.
I already knew that, Pondo. That was the first thing you said to me.
I was going to say I was going to confirm it if you had passed it. If you failed it, it's going to say you didn't know. If you critically
Okay.
failed it, it's like, yeah, these guys are hired.
Well, I've critically succeeded here. Do I recognize any of these people, or perhaps they're wearing criminal uniforms of a particular mob boss that we just met?
No. That
Like maybe we saw the car in his driveway?
We have monogram knit ties.
Yes, I think he's asking for a little more information on anything.
Like a
to do with the
raise.
car.
Like a raise, Pondo. Like if I
Yes.
rolled an 11, what
So-
might I get?
you did get a raise. You do know these guys are not the ones you hired.
Okay.
They are.
You told me I already knew that. So.
Yeah. So I was going to say, you do know they're from a local crowd.
A local crowd.
Yeah.
All right.
There is no signifying like license plates that leads to, oh yeah, this is his.
Okay.
If-
I turn to Montre and I say, look, I know you're not up on the idioms and colloquialisms of the modern era of 1935, but trust me when I say punch it, Chewie is completely applicable to this situation.
Okay.
Close enough.
Montre, give me a driving roll at a -2. As you're driving through the interstate and there's suddenly a car getting ready to try to T-bone you.
So -2, so I'll use the dim that gives me a -2.
If you're at home, I want all of you to know that for me, the soundtrack for this fight is Tank, which
You
is the theme
can
song from.
Pretty much crush it. Okay, so Montre, you see the car in the interstate trying to T-bone you. You just kind of pull the e-brake to kind of drift out the back wheel that you can dodge the other car that collides into pretty much a light pole as they're just amazed that you evaded their strike so quickly.
I think he literally waves with the one hand, the brake hand pulls out, he waves, and he's like, I read this in a magazine.
So how close are they to us?
That's what I'm going to see. Okay. So they're about, I'm trying to think in terms, I'd say 10 feet. They managed to catch up 10 feet to you. The ones that are behind you.
Okay, so they're easily close enough that they could hear us over the sound of the engines.
No. With engines back then, no.
All right. It doesn't matter that much. I'm going to leave. We've assumed that the top of this vehicle has a hole for the turret, right? For the.
It's facing forward.
Okay,
So,
but
I mean,
yeah,
theoretically,
but
Montre
I could
could
come
just-
up in it and then turn around, right, to look at them.
I don't think your vehicle does that.
No, you.
No, I mean I can physically turn
Yeah.
around.
Yes,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, I physically turn around and I go, "Oh, fitted a fucking hole in banana. Who got a body?" I just fucking Irish at them as we drive away. Everyone here is like, "I don't think your turret turns around." I'm like, "I'm not turning the turret around. I'm turning me around."
That's fair.
That's completely different. Yeah.
No,
So-
listen, I'm not going to shoot first here. I want to be really clear. We're in the middle of fucking England. We're driving a scout vehicle. We're driving a military vehicle. Until we get the sort of lethal threat that would require a machine gun, we're
We have
just going to
two of.
drive.
So I mean, Sean, when you turn around, you see them and look in amazement at how Montre predicted their dodge in this cumbersome, not made for this type of situation vehicle.
And
then just confusion as they're hearing you get yelled at in this Irish babble. Montre, give me
100% authentic Gaelic, by the way. Researched it.
Go ahead and give me one more. We're going to do opposed driving.
All right, so straight up.
You're not being attempted T-bone. You keep passing. Okay, I'm going to give you this choice.
Okay.
You can either just go ahead and get away, or you could essentially do a brake check and pretty much wreck their vehicle.
I'm going to assume they're going to keep following us if they've been following us. And I'm going to brake check them.
Okay.
Accidentally, of course. Oh, the handbrake is stuck.
I need to look up the RAM rule again.
I was about to go there myself as soon as you started saying that. Like, scroll faster. Chase rounds. There we go.
RAM. Scale. Let's say the vehicles are the same scale. So it'd be large at 3d6. An attacker can ram a defender if they're on the same chase card, which we're saying in this instance they are, but making opposed maneuver rolls if successful. Okay, so we need to make one more maneuver roll, which is be driving.
Straight up.
Yep. Okay. So you win.
Oh, what is that?
Why is by making opposed maneuver rolls if successful, both participants cause falling damage? Does that mean both participants have to succeed, or?
If successful, both participants cause the following damage to the other. So it does damage both of us slightly.
I'm trying to think of an instance where it doesn't. What situation doesn't a ram just cause damage to both parties? Unless, well, I guess your instance, you have a armored vehicle. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Scale.
So you'll get an extra d6 to your damage. You didn't get a raise, so you'll be doing 4d6 to their car.
All right. So /R 46.
If you do a the whatever roll, whatever d6, then X, then the number it'll reroll. So you need to roll an extra d6.
Okay, so just one more then.
Yeah.
And then with the X at the end.
4d6 x6.
No, you just need to do 1d6 x6.
X6. Okay. Just in case.
Okay.
So 28 damage total.
Okay. Well,
I hit hard.
Okay. Okay. Man, do they have seatbelts in the 1936 or 35s?
What? Absolutely not. Seatbelts weren't invented until like the 70s.
Okay. So, Sean, you're thinking that Montre, okay, I told him to evade these guys. He's obviously going to keep on going. He probably can lose them. Suddenly you feel yourself just immediately stopping. It was immediate as you can in this thing. As the other guys just drive into the back of the car. And essentially you see the car itself just get dented in and the engine getting shoved in as both the guys are flying out the window. Though they do manage to essentially tuck and roll to some sort of safety and not die. Your car will take 3d6 damage.
I was wrong. Seatbelts were introduced as a congressional act in 1966.
That's still
70s
not
was close. It was pretty close for shooting from the hip.
It was pretty close.
Ford began offering seatbelts in 1955, and only 2% of cars did people want them on.
I mean, it's doubtful that they had seatbelts in this car, so they're...
No, they absolutely did not. In no way did they have seatbelts.
Yeah. All right, Dingo. What do we got? Toughness.
The 10 with armor 2.
So it doesn't hurt it. It scratches the paint. That's about it. While the other car gets caved in.
I say something really Irishly, another and then I go, is that the sound of my damn paint scraping?
I'm sorry, the brake was stuck. And
It's not your fault.
Drives off.
Sure, you actively rammed them, but again, they tried to kill us first, I think.
Man, it's hard to follow if you can't walk.
Right. Can you get us out of here?
Tempting. Drives off.
You can.
He pretends like the break was.
You
stuck.
had thoroughly stopped your pursuers by mostly wasting one car and just turning one to a scrap heap in the middle of the road. Okay, so for the three that are in the pub,
You see two cars go down the street. One.
at some
There's
point, like
Montre.
a sudden clang in the far distance, it's probably nothing.
Yeah, it's probably nothing. Just shrug. I'll have another.
Carl,
Yes.
give me a vigor roll. Okay.
And that's pretty good vigor roll.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're feeling the buzz, but you're not inebriated. Well, I don't want to say inebriated. You're not what's the word I'm looking for?
He's not sloppy yet.
He's not sloppy yet.
Okay.
For the folks at home, Pondo has never drunk before, so
Really?
I mean, I haven't drank enough to get to anything. I've like taken a shot or two occasionally. That's it.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Can't say that's a terrible thing to have not done.
I agree.
I
I just don't expect to hear it when I hear it.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
never
no.
do.
I
That
understand.
it says something about my life so far.
I've tried it and I'm like, this doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, same thing with my sister.
Yeah.
just be clear, there's nothing wrong with it. I just wanted everyone here and a possible recorded audience to understand why Pondo is having trouble describing what someone being drunk would feel like.
I'm thinking the right words. He's not I keep thinking inebriated means like they're not.
No, inebriated just kind of
comprehensive.
means you're kind of drunk.
Yeah. They're buzzed, not
probably
quite
looking
inebriated yet,
to-
where there is drawbacks.
Yeah, he's not sauced.
Not the one that you asked to run scenes in a tavern are, essentially. I don't know how many fistfuls of vodka you need to get drunk.
Well,
Jesus. Hopefully less than one fistful.
See?
My God, your tolerance level must be incredible.
I don't know. I haven't tested it yet.
Well, if you haven't tested it yet, I promise you it's not that high.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the greatest Russian cowboy movie ever. A fistful of vodka.
Spaghetti tundra? So he's fine, but he can tell he's been drinking.
Harlen, Effie, what have you kind of been doing this whole time?
Harlan's just been going with him. He probably got a coffee. Just keep himself up at this point.
Okay.
Effie would have got a drink.
Just one?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll assume you're not trying to
I would
pound.
have attempted to convince Carl to buy me my drinks, though.
Yeah, he'll buy you your drinks.
Sweet.
And
Fair
Carl's just like, he's asking questions like to both of you, but he's asked his general conversation thing at this point is like, what is the strangest cultural tripping point you've run into, or what's the weirdest language you've tried to learn, or just like travel question type stuff. That's his idle conversation while he's drinking.
Well, if you ask what the weirdest language she tries to learn is, she'll bring out her big spooky book.
He'll shrug and say, one that you could speak with other people, maybe?
No, actually, I want to know about.
I can.
Where
I
did
mean,
you
I guess
get
if I
this
find
book in the
something.
first place.
I found it.
That details.
I found it in a mass grave
Okay, that is a follow-up question. Why were you in a mass grave?
because I'm an archaeologist, and I was digging up a mass grave to figure out why there was a mass grave there.
That makes sense then. And
Yeah, I guess it does.
And you just kept this strange book.
Well, yes. First,
Have-
to turn in, I needed to decipher it because I thought it would have all of the secrets of what we found, but it has none of them.
Have you found anybody else who knows that language?
Not that I know.
Hmm.
I believe it's a dead language. Some people know how to read it, some parts of it.
I wonder if Montre knows that language.
Make a common knowledge check.
Me?
Who?
Anybody. Everybody.
Sure.
Somebody.
Common knowledge. There we go. This is the fucking
hell?
first aid check all over again.
There's nothing I could give you with a ray. No, it's Montre has reacted to the words that Effie had spoke and has also said, "Yeah, I know that language." Essentially, that's it. That's
You know, I think he does know that language. Like sometimes he'll like just the way he reacts to things. I think he understands.
Because the way he reacts to things.
Yeah, you know, when you do stuff with it and what there's like a way you interact with that and he looks at it like I look at it as a person who has no idea what you're doing and I
Every
have a
time
weird
she's
sense of
done something with it,
curiosity about it, but he
he's
looks
been
at it like it's
extremely
normal.
excited.
Yeah, you know, like
to the point of calling you priestess.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
like,
he's kind of he seems like he might be kind of weirdly familiar with what you got there.
His reactions are different than what a normal person's would be to anything, though.
Sure, but
But
I
I will
think
ask him.
I think he knows more. He might be able to help you out with that a little bit.
He might.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything to him because it's, of course, that's your book.
How are
but
you not drunk yet?
practice.
Well,
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, people in my family seem to be pretty good at holding their liquor, but I can certainly make it happen. It's not what I'm trying to do right now. I'm just trying to have a good time.
I was just curious because you seem to have drank a lot.
I have, and now that you've mentioned the volume of my drinking, I will be right back. He's gonna get up to go take a piss.
oh man, I feel that so much. As soon as someone said, "You've been drinking a lot today," thanks. You just ruined the day.
Thanks for reminding my brain to pay attention to that. I'll be back.
Harlen,
Ah,
Effie, give me a notice roll. You guys are just killing it
It's a
tonight.
good night so far.
You need to save some of these rolls for the combat. Effie seems to be taken aback by the sudden mention of needing to take a piss. Harlan, you notice there's a couple of group of guys that seem more suspicious than typical crowd here, where most of the crowd here are like locals, people who are in their work clothes. Yeah, that no one is like, hey, they're here to get a drink, maybe some food, have some laughs, call it a day. No, these guys are dressed up in, well, essentially like your attire, all about business, and seem to be looking for something.
Wait, didn't we dress nice to go to the mansion, though?
Yes.
So are they dressed nice?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
So I mean, to Effie, they look like they just dressed like nice people, like they had a business trip
Well,
or something.
Effie doesn't notice anything. I was just curious.
Yeah.
And all I notice is that they're just kind of dressed kind of a little too nice for this place.
A little too nice. One instance, you're able to take a glance at while their blazer coat kind of flaps a little bit. You're taking notice that one of them is has like a baton hidden under his coat.
Surprise you not to look, but I'm afraid some of the other patrons of this establishment aren't exactly here for the drinks. I'm not certain if they're here for us, but be careful.
Be careful of what? I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
So at this instance, Carl gets back, suddenly interrupting the scene.
I was going to put payment down as Lizzie was saying, we should head out now. Let's see how the others are.
We have no car. Do you just want to?
Where are we
Walk?
gonna look?
Yeah, but we got
don't-
here on a train, remember?
Yeah, but we don't know where you are.
Is like nodding towards the door and just very much implying that shut up, stop questioning it. Let's get move.
A significant PC glance. Carl will roll his eyes and push money across the bar, and then
Does he finish his
makes-
last drink though?
absolutely, he's not.
Okay, I need Effie and Carl to make another vigor roll.
I don't think my vigor is good.
Not with the D4, yeah. Oh, you'll be fine. See, you're fine. Oh no, Carl. Just fucking... No, still going. All right, there he goes.
Carl,
Yeah, so-
see, the story time really slowed his pace down, so he's unfortunately sobering up at this point.
So you somehow sobered up from the drinking, then you did get drunker. That's quite disappointing for you. You kind of feel like you just wasted a bunch of money trying to get drunk, but didn't.
See,
achieve
the story
the
took so long, this ice started to melt. got all watered down. Ah, well.
That's how that works.
Not leaving anything behind though. he'll leave.
Okay,
go-
the three of you head
He'll go
out.
with Harlen.
For that water.
Harlan's going to start moving towards the less crowded areas and like just kind of watching for those people and seeing if they're following.
Where are we going, Harlen?
Harlan, give me a stealth to kind of not make it obvious that you're watching them. Like, you know that they know that you know.
Of course.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Just turn around, walk backwards, and then
Ooh.
turn backward.
There's the two fingers in his eyes. I don't see anything.
So,
I see nothing.
you're guiding the group to try to make this inconspicuous as possible, making yourself as conspicuous as possible. But you don't know that.
The Godfather theme starts playing.
You start taking your group into like the back way because you're just like, they won't follow you back there. Why would they? That'd be too obvious.
Wait, why are we going into back alleys?
Are you like, have you been here before? Are these shortcuts or something? I don't know this town. I didn't
I was
notice
always-
anyone.
I was told to avoid the back
And I
alley.
assume he'll probably say that too loud.
So as Harlan turns around to go look at the other, like to talk to the others, he kind of just suddenly runs into something that feels very solid. And kind of like brushes himself off and looks up to see a large man standing in the edge of the alleyway. And as you look to the other side, there's now another couple that are exiting from the bar the same direction that you did.
Hi.
For sure.
If you're from the bar, I paid my tab.
No, we're not. We're going to ask that you three come with us.
Unfortunately, we got a train to catch. How long is this going to take?
As long as it needs to be. Now, we could do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
Carl's been drinking. He's going to headbutt this guy. He just threatened us, and I want to make an opening for us to be able to start to run. So
This is how you got killed the last time. I'm just letting you know. Or almost got killed the last time.
I'm not shooting him.
That's fair. I'm just saying.
I mean, the other option is to get kidnapped, right?
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll, your fighting roll. Okay. Do you want to reroll that?
Yeah.
Only way it can get worse is you roll 2 1s.
Why would you say that?
What did you do? You dice sorcerer, why?
Hey, sound? Hey, sound?
I'm here.
Yeah,
Try
we
not
didn't
to
fuck up
die.
like this. We rolled great.
What normally happens though is I'm the one that you see first when they do this. You've been blaming me.
So, Carl, you go to headbutt the guy, and your head meets his fist.
Okay.
I want to imagine that it hits you in the bridge of your nose, and your nose just fucking breaks.
We'll see.
Double ones?
We will see. This is him just taking damage for the thing that he did. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. All right, you're taking 22 damage. What's your vigor? What's your toughness?
Well, I have a pretty decent parry. Doesn't that affect how?
No, this is you taking a punch for your failure.
Okay. My toughness is 6.
Yeah, that's a ringer.
Okay. So
There's no
6.
point,
So
no.
22 minus 6 would make it
19.
no.
That's 6.
Oh man, basic math. It's 16.
16.
So 16. So you're shaken. 10, you are, or 6, you're shaken. 10, you take a wound. 14, you take a wound. 18, you take a wound, and that's it. So you would take 3 wounds, unless you want to try to soak the damage.
I kind of have to,
Okay.
Yeah.
or I just knocked myself almost completely out.
I'll play my card. I'll play my card, Pondo.
What was your card?
Lucky break. Completely negate successful damage. Well, one successful attack to one character.
Okay, I'll accept this.
Thank you.
Jeez. Exploding
s-
fist.
This is the second time somebody's played a card to stop me from getting laid out.
So essentially what happens here is that Carl goes for a headbutt, which he misses terribly. Gets ready to, about to collide with this hell of a haymaker the guy swinging towards his head. When suddenly through the same door that the guy exits out of, there's someone that's getting thrown out because there's suddenly a pub brawl going on in the establishment. So the guy is thrown out and collides with the one thug that Carl was about to headbutt, stumbling him, keeping him from punching Carl in the face.
The soundtrack changes from the Godfather theme to Irish Party in Third Class, which is the Titanic song when they're down in the hold.
I like that one actually.
He looks stunned for a second at his extremely unlucky fortune and then turn to the side and say, "Let's go."
Aren't we surrounded though?
It was
Yeah.
behind us, and this guy was the one in front of us, and he's just got he's in a pile of
Yeah,
pub
so
ejections.
currently the one guy is one of the two that came in from your door are kind of knocked back a bit. I mean, you guys can make a run for it if you'd like.
I mean, do you want to fist fight all these people? I don't want to.
Effie's gonna do whatever you guys do.
Kyle's gonna tell you to run.
Well, if he's
Well,
not going to
good
summon horrible imaginations to cause them to pee their pants.
Well,
I mean, he's gonna say run. Run to the train.
Okay. All right, we're going to do a chase then.
can I try to summon abominations and then run?
Are you wanting to do your fear?
Let me double check which one I want to do
Okay.
because I forgot which ones I have. Yeah, I'll just try the fear.
Roll your focus.
Can I boost the fear?
What does the spell say?
I don't think I can boost the fear, so never mind.
You should be able to manipulate it. Yes. Let me
I
double
don't
check.
think so.
real
This one
quick.
doesn't have it like the.
Fear. No. No modifier effects. You can increase area effect. To where everybody in the medium blast point, which would get all the bad guys you want. That's it. Pretty much you can make it to where you hit everybody.
I want to hit everybody besides the people that I'm with. Does that make sense?
Or the affected make. If you roll extras who roll. Okay.
I can just roll the fear, can't I? And it'll roll it for me.
I should click on it, see if it'll let you add the area of the effect modifier.
I can click subtract power points.
Okay.
Do I do that?
Sure, go for it. I don't know if it'll do anything. Okay. Yeah. So
Dice look back up.
So Carl, you're about to book it where you see Effie suddenly pull out her book, starts screaming off incantation. You start seeing the spirits start popping out, and then suddenly like almost a cone of, best I can describe it as, like Night Before Christmas ghosts swirl around the small area of this alleyway. Pretty much, I guess I need to make a roll for them still. Actually, I'm gonna give him -2 because you raised from it. Effect make a fear roll. Yeah, no, I'm gonna give him -4. Need to. There's 4 people here that's going to be affected by this because the innocent bystander that's now in the situation.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yep.
It's okay. He's drunk. He'll think you dreamt it. You rolled d20s?
Huh?
Did you roll d20s? Oh, you did.
Yeah, because they make a fear check.
It's a
Mm.
fear table.
Which now I have to bring out the fear table. I have to find the fear table. Dang it.
I'm looking for it.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I should have been prepared. Actually, I have a roll table for this. I just need to remember a minus 4 for each. So first guy, this will be the innocent bystander that got brought in situation. Oh, he's not doing good. Yeah, no, it's if power is cast with a raise, the fear roll is -2. Okay.
I've been at 18.
And wild cards add +2 to the fear table, which what? Doesn't make sense. So he's not doing great. He's now afraid of getting drunk again.
Oh,
You scared him sober.
I'm sorry.
Hey, he only needed a couple more points for
one
just a
guy's
straight up heart
shaking.
attack.
Actually, what was it? 14? I don't know. Distracted, so
14's
he's pretty
frightened.
much not going to be able to act.
That's not ideal.
No.
This would be the guy that's next to Harlen. Let me pull the actual table up because I need to double check.
I pulled it up on my screen if you want me to. read
Okay,
out
so
it
what is 1 + 2?
Plus 1 to 3 is adrenaline surge.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. So he's
Yep.
Okay.
It's a joker.
so Harlan's going to have a bad time.
That'll be fine.
If the very first one was modified by +2, he would have a heart attack.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did you mention that? I don't want to kill anybody.
That's fine. That's fine. He's fine.
Murderer.
Well, he's
This is
drunk,
not
so
what
he
I
gets
thought
a.
the spell would do.
We'll say he gets a fear of getting drunk again. He got scared sober, and he was like, "I'm not going to touch stuff again."
You hear that? Oh, Mary and Joseph, I'm coming to you. Oh, wait, no. It's
I
okay.
forgot that a heart attack was a possibility.
Yes, it's the top.
What is a
Why the plus-
14?
14 is frightened. Hesitant hindrance for the remainder of the encounter.
Okay, so
if
yeah,
he already has hesitant, he's now panicked instead.
so it's pretty much 2 are out of the picture. One guy is about to slug Harlan with a baton, essentially, and then we start our chase. Unless this guy critically fails and just wails himself in the crotch. Okay, no, that doesn't happen.
Doesn't look like a critical fail.
What's your parry, Harlan?
It is 5.
Okay. So that will raise. So we D8 plus D6. Is your toughness at least a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So that really doesn't mean much because you can just either because on your turn you'll make a vigor roll or a spirit roll to get unshaken. I mean, you could spin a Benny, try to soak it, but you can just wait on your turn, spin a Benny, and you just run. Act as normal.
Alright.
Though you can make a spirit roll first before you make a decision.
I'll make the spirit roll.
Okay. All right. You can stop now. You can stop now.
Enough! I'm not here to rob you.
Oh, wait, I forgot D6. That's fine. This isn't that serious of a problem. Yeah, okay. So we're going to go into a chase. We'll start with you guys. I'm not going to draw initiative cards for this.
What you gonna do, Effie?
I'm going to move up 1 because I'm not very agile.
Fair enough.
And I still have 1 more bottle of oil from my oil lamp. Can I throw it on the ground and hope that he slips?
Sure.
I would have They're running at the same time as I am, right? My companions, technically.
I'm back.
I mean, if they don't decide to ditch you, now, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, they can probably run faster than me. I'm just saying they're in theory moving at the same time.
Just making sure she's not oiling us.
You're
I
not
don't wanna
oiling your
oil
friends.
them. Okay, then yeah, I want
If-
to.
If at a certain point you try that and you are in front of them, then yeah, you would sabotage your friends.
Yeah, I'm trying it now when I'm hopefully not in front of them. And hopefully it does something.
Okay.
That's it.
Carl, Harlan?
Harlen? I'm still thinking.
Oh
I'm
boy.
just gonna make an agility roll to move forward too.
It's agility?
In this case,
I think so.
Just verifying. That's all.
Okay.
Am I allowed to do multi-actions and take multi-action penalty?
So
Okay.
if you want to take multiple actions, you can choose to do up to 3 actions per turn. The penalty for that is for each action you choose. If you choose 2 actions a turn, each roll will be at a -2, or you will get a -2 modifier to it. If you choose to do 3, you'll be at -4 modifier for all 3.
Okay. I'd like to try to do 2 actions.
Okay.
I want to hinder, and I want to move 1 forward to stay pace with Effie. I don't want to leave Effie behind.
Okay, so we can say the moving forward can be used as a free action if you want to do. Are you just moving 1, or you want to try to do a sprint to do 2?
I'm not gonna try to roll to outrun Effie.
Okay, so you can just move 1, no problem. It's free action.
Okay, and then I would like to try to do something to hinder.
Okay.
We're running through alleys, right?
Yep.
I want to try to while we're running, I want to look for something that I think I could try to grab while I'm running by to knock it down on the ground. So they have to try to jump over it or run through it or something.
Yep, absolutely. Make a strength roll to just knock stuff over. Oh, there's your rolls back.
Yeah, right. It's just the one where I wanted to headbutt myself out of consciousness. The one where the dice sorcerer spoke it into existence.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you do your combined efforts? He is going to try to immediately catch up to the 2 of you, so he will try to go for the run. Yeah, he doesn't make. He's going to have -4, so that doesn't. So as he's sprinting in, trying to run after you guys, Effie, as fast as she can, run, and just while fiddling with the oil flames, drops it accidentally. It just splashes so much oil on the ground. Harlan is just
It wasn't
parkour.
accidentally. Don't make it sound like she fumbled this.
She on purposely just throws the flask of oil on the ground,
Thank you.
trying to make as straight and safe path as possible. Harlan's just parkouring his way through, jumping over boxes, doing backflips for no reason, just because he can. As he's speeding across.
I'm just imagining the 2 of us running together. The oil goes down. I shove some boxes, and it pans over to Harlan, and it looks like District 13 or whatever.
So-
What was that movie? B-13?
Yeah. So as the guy makes it to the point where Effie's dropped the flask, he starts sliding cartoonishly, and suddenly hits from one of the crates that you just slopped over, and falls into another one, just smashing his head through it. I would say at this point, you guys should probably just escape.
Does Harlan escape 3 times faster than we do?
I think probably he
He's just waiting at the end of the alley while we're still running through it.
I imagine Harlan's not really looking back. He's just like, okay, we're escaping. I'll escape.
You just see that every time you turn a corner, you see his foot go around the corner.
Yeah.
We can chase him, but we're never gonna catch this guy.
Hey, Carl's not really pushing on this run. He's obviously not leaving you behind.
Effie's in a dress. Do you know how hard it is to run in a dress?
No.
Not really.
That was a real quick no there, buddy.
I've never worn a dress.
That's fair.
Listen, I did it for the comedy. Listen, Kain, you're the one who's been photographed in a kilt, okay?
Ah, yes, the battle skirt.
That's what they claim.
I
For the
mean,
time period, she's probably also wearing heels, so she's not running very fast.
yeah,
I hate
I'm-
this.
I'm just saying, it should be pretty obvious to Effie that Carl is not leaving her behind.
Yeah, that would appreciate it. It's pretty obvious that Harlan did leave her behind.
Ran slightly ahead.
I was just going to imagine Carlin's just going to keep on running, think that everybody else is keeping pace with him, but he.
An archaeologist and a hitman, I'm sure they can keep up.
You get to where you're going, you turn around and be like, oh, bother.
I told Effie about this. Anything that happens is her fault.
That's fair.
All right. Well, the three of you make a meet back with Montre and Sean.
At the train?
Yep, at the train.
We're just driving the car up onto our train car and securing the car to the train car.
Yep.
Which is way too many uses of the word car. As I see the three of them running toward us, including Effie running in heels, and I turn to Montre and I go, very Irishly, do you think we should get involved? Do you ever wonder why she doesn't just take the heels off and hold them in her hand while she runs?
Hey, she's making decent pace. I'm just saying.
Wouldn't that hurt her feet? And yes,
I'm
we should
sorry,
get
Effie.
involved.
I'm not mocking your pace. I'm just being Irish.
So, as Harlan, Carl, and Effie run up, you got three of you can notice that in the back of the dingo, there's definitely some paint that's scratched off, though there is no other visible sign of damage.
They'll buff out.
Carl will point at the paint and you too, I guess.
Oh, the brake sticks.
No, we were encountered some rough characters. I'm guessing you've had the same.
Yeah, I saw his knuckles flash before my eyes.
Ah, you left him wrapped around a tree pole, just like us.
What?
More
You
so
easily defeated and overcame them before exiting the scene.
We ran away.
Okay.
Very prudent. You did not have your weapon.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you say we ran away, I jump up to the top of the car and I just pivot the machine gun to cover the direction they ran from.
They weren't bringing guns.
Both groups have been attacked. How many people do you think knew we were here?
Anybody that the trip was coordinated through? People who saw us on the train? People at the manor?
I think I have a guess of which one it is.
As you say that, I pull the charging handle back on the machine gun to load the belt feeder.
There's a lot of people here. If they don't catch up to us at the train, then maybe we don't do that.
If they don't catch up to us while we're on the train, I'm not going to shoot anybody. I'm worried about if they do catch up to us while we're here.
Well, we're at a train station.
Perhaps you should get onto the trains, at least so you won't be
Yeah, get on the
instantly
fucking
spotted.
train!
Wait, by the way, how far away was the manor?
Probably about 20 miles.
Are we just going to let him? This is the second time we've had a problem.
Well, admittedly, the first time, no one knew who was getting involved with who. This is personal, though. If you think we're going to go charge him back in there after he sent guys after us, though, we're not coming back without a plan and a substantial set of resources. Not half a car loaded onto a train.
We're at the car, right?
We're at the train, and the car is on the train.
Everyone's going out to the alley. Oh, well, he's on. Well, if I can make my way to them, I can sit alone. I think we can just go through what we originally planned.
Look, we are not an army.
Wait, what did you
I'm saying
originally
army. I
plan?
say we hit him where it hurts. We take what he has is acquired and make certain to cover our tracks while you keep them distracted.
All right. Well, Harlan makes a great point. I don't agree with him, and I vote that we leave and come back later if it's necessary. What do the rest of you think?
I'm no soldier. This seems like the sort of thing I wouldn't even know how to do this anyways.
Everybody's shocked by the man who says that he's not a soldier. Whoever believed that he was probably a soldier.
I always assumed he was a mechanic. The first thing he told me was that he was a mechanic.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I guess everybody
Effie's
except for
not talked
Sean.
anymore because we had a heart to heart.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, you thought he was a murdering assassin.
I did. I had a reason to.
That's true. Yeah.
All the burden.
Look, Harlan, I don't know how far your expertise goes, but as far as distractions, if he's already got that many people, and we saw how many guards they had in the house, I don't know what you expect someone like Montre or I to do as a distraction. But it's certainly not going to be fighting all of them.
People following us. I didn't mean to just at the mansion.
Oh, well, if we're trying to deal with people following us, then I say we get on the train and leave them behind.
Montre?
They can't. I bet they can't run faster than the train.
I would concur that we
See the
should
point of-
we should return because we do not know how many of them are actors and how many of them are the real folks, and they may not come separately. I don't have any trouble laying them into the ground and letting Era, the god of war, sort them out, but I don't believe Miss Effie really wants to just go around killing people today, and honestly, you look like you have been drinking.
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm sure.
It's a really odd
But-
sight. He looks like he's been drinking a lot today, but he's also as sober as the day can be, as the morning sun.
But I worry more that if I poked you with a knife right now, you would bleed like a water faucet.
Yeah, that.
I think you might find that if you stab most people, they bleed. He just sort of looks to the side like, did I miss something here? Is this an expression?
I look at Harlan and I go, look, you don't have to believe in majority rules. You don't have to believe in democracy.
I'm accepting it.
We don't even know who these people are. So let's get this train underway. Just know that I'm not happy about this situation.
I'm certainly not either.
I mean, as long as the train hasn't gotten moving yet, I am reaching into the dingo and pulling out my Lee Enfield and loading it and having the bolt ready.
I believe you guys brought most of your weapons with you.
Yeah.
It's in the trunk.
In the car, yeah.
There's a nice extra machine gun in there.
Yeah. That's just a bunch of. Oh man, you probably need something bigger than the guitar case for the MG34. You get like a huge base case for it.
Yeah, like a duffel bag or something. It's just always in.
You can easily break apart the MG34. The barrel comes off. Never mind. It could fit in the guitar case.
Yeah.
Semantics.
I
I'm
did
not
need
sure
to
you want to be
for fun.
fiddling around with putting a barrel in a gun while you're actively being shot at, but what do I know?
I mean, they're designed to put on in like a few seconds. Like it.
Carl does not want to escalate a potential fist fight into a gunfight, so he is not
Yeah.
going to take the shotgun out of the car.
I would point out that was the exact thing that Sean said at the beginning of the evening, that like, oh, I expected them to just go fisticuffs with you. I didn't know you were going to threaten them with death. Interesting.
I wasn't threatening. He was just like he
I promised.
Well, he did
mutually
do
interested,
fisticuffs
wanna
just
die.
with cars.
Yeah, I said that when it was just the first group that I paid
Yeah.
for.
Because Montre just assumed, like, well, if they're going to accost us, well, I'm going to make sure they can't ever do it again.
Yeah.
All right, so Carl's going to be watching him like load his rifle and look over at Effie and say, maybe we should go on the train car and just keep an eye out and think quiet thoughts.
Sure.
Okay.
And yeah, he'll get on the train and go sit in the. Just go have a seat and keep his eyes open. It's not trying to provoke anything.
Do you keep the Vickers mounted on the car dingo?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why I would take it off.
Okay.
Do you have something to tell me about?
Nope.
Then I don't see any reason why I would dismount it.
If I was
My damn
playing a
car.
different kind of character, I might have had an opinion.
Just need to know.
Listen, we're gonna get attacked on the train by like a mysterious Russian zombie monster and a bunch of Nazi soldiers, and that Vickers wiping out everybody on the rooftop at a miraculous moment is how the midpoint of the movie is gonna go.
Sure.
I'm just at the back of the train where this, supply car is that we've loaded this thing onto, just making sure that no one who looks like they just got into a scuffle and is drunkenly looking for 3 individuals who just left a bar brawl comes looking for us. All right?
No, you're fine.
Keeping an eye out for any suspicious surrogates of my gangster friend.
Fair enough. Yeah, it did just out of character. Yeah, the first group was definitely the actor group.
Yeah.
I was going to have them go out and cause problems with fisticuffs, but Sound rolled too high and evaded them.
I still really like that you paid a group for that.
Yeah, and I told Pondo that I expected that Sound would outdrive them.
Yep. No, he did. That it was part
He
of the
very
plan.
much did.
The fisticuffs, they just to be clear, my wording was they're paid to lose the fight.
Yes.
That they would just come in,
I
fight,
was
immediately
100%
get beaten and run away.
I was 100% convinced that Montre was not going to just beat them with fisticuffs, but beat them with fisticuffs.
I thought that would be funny if he killed them. Just killed 3 actors in the middle
no,
of
it's
the road. Yeah.
It would be hilarious.
It would definitely prove to me that he can do some real soldier shit.
Montre just literally lifting 2 men by their neckties and smashing their heads to a pulp. Yes, are you safe now?
Yeah. So
No, I don't think I am.
So I think it was for the best that you did evade the guys.
I think it was
Sounds
like
like-
that safety.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit on the train with Effie and think safe train thoughts.
Montre's just simpling the rifle. Here, let me
So,
see, like,
I'll give you the layout of how the train is.
Oh no.
Are we getting a map?
Yeah, we all know this is a bad.
Not
We're
this
all
time.
aware. The way
Okay.
no. The trip up here, we didn't get any of this description, so now we're sure some shit's gonna happen for sure. Go ahead, Pondo.
Oh, I will.
you see the guy, the sorceress down on the front of the train cackling. Yeah, it's not foreshadowing.
So
It is I, the Russian zombie man. No, please go ahead.
the very last train cart is typically where the luggage goes. The following 3 after that are going to be the first class passenger cars that we've already established that Sean has already paid for to have
Mhm.
singled out.
Sure.
One for himself, one for Effie, and then the rest are going to be for Montre, Carl, and Harlen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
With private dining service.
Yep. The next, the one after the first class seats are going to be the entertainment cart, essentially, where you would have the go in for the bar, food, yada yada. The next 3 or 4 are going to be the regular passenger carts, where mainly people go in. Now a whole bunch of people who typically get first class are now having to slum it in the economy seats.
You can't have them associating with us.
They thought they were first class, but we brought the firster classer.
Yeah. It's like with the BAR, you got full auto, then you got fuller auto, which is the best way to describe the different firing modes for the BAR I've ever seen. That's besides the point. So after the economy seats, there's going to be the dingo with the machine gun. Unless I'll give Sean the ability, if he wants to convince them to rearrange the carts
Yeah, of course.
to have the Vickers closer. I just need a persuasion.
It would just be insane for us if we've paid for all these private cars to separate our car from us and make it so that if you want to move forward on the train from economy, you have to go past my private vehicle? That's crazy. Not double ones, though. Not double ones crazy. How's a 4? Is that good enough?
So you
Okay,
can move
then
it
I'm
up
not
to
gonna
after the you can move it, you can either move it that's where it's the cart next to the baggage, or you can have it the one after the entertainment area.
If we put it after the entertainment area, then we've got to walk through past the car to go to entertainment.
No, it's going to be the baggage cart, your 3 first class seats or first class carts, entertainment, and then the dingo. Essentially, this is keeping everybody else from going out to get to the accommodations. Or you can have it to where it's going to be the cargo, dingo, your 3 carts, then everything else is the same.
I like that one. That's my vote, anyways.
Okay. I mean, listen, Kain is a actual real soldier, so if he likes this setup, I'm good with it.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration.
Kain is an actual real network engineer, so if he likes this setup, I'm gonna go with it.
I was 100% going to have them steal the Vickers and use it against you if you left it where it was.
Yeah,
Yep.
Pondo, I immediately picked up on that by the fact it would be crazy to separate ourselves from the car.
That does explain why he asked several times if you were leaving the gun mounted.
Yeah, I'm aware.
It's just for some reason the
It's,
train car's just
it-
got a
listen.
full out MG34 versus a Vickers just firing down the hallway.
This is crazy that we would separate from our vehicle when we paid for private cars on this train, Pondo. And just know, you forcing me to roll on this makes me deeply unhappy.
Well, here's the thing. It's, they keep the passenger cars and everything on the farthest away from the smokestack. Because, the farther away, the less smoke you get.
Well,
You know what? That's a pretty good explanation, but I paid privately for this. I paid so much for it, I went from having 10 plus 1 wealth to 8 wealth. So
I mean, at first you wouldn't care because you weren't being chased or followed or whatever, but now you feel like you're being chased or followed and whatever, which you are. You would start to care.
oh boy.
well, since Carl's not alone, there's 3 of us in one car.
The next thing I need to establish is who has which car, which I'm going to determine randomly. Unless you guys want to fix that and say who's going where.
We should put Effie's car in the middle.
Okay. I agree with you, but I think you're saying that because you want to protect Effie. I'm saying that because I want to be as far away from you all so I have as much privacy as possible.
See,
And the way
that's
to achieve
also
that
a reason.
is luggage car, my dingo, me, Effie, you guys, in which case I only have one person on either side of me and as much quiet as possible. And it also means that when the dining car delivers my meal, they go through everybody else's car. And
all
no
get
one goes through
assassinated
my
first.
car.
So fair.
Hey, Montre,
Yes.
are you going to be staying in the car here the whole ride?
I will. Don't have to. Would you prefer me to be somewhere else?
Well, no, if you were going to be here, then I was going to take a nap. But if you're not going to be here, then I'm definitely not going to take a nap.
I can stay and let you take a nap.
Okay. I'm going to go lay down.
Sits in a chair, one of those long chairs. There's just the MG34 just kind of laid out beside him with a blanket over it. Oh, take a nap. Era's Wrath is also taking a nap. Don't talk about your gun that way. Okay.
Lay down, put his hat on his face.
How many faces am I gonna bash in with the butt of a MG34 today? Probably not lower than 1.
So I guess I ask, who is... how do I want to put this?
Let me just say this. I feel like I've gotten spicier in this episode than I have in the entirety of our run so far.
What do you mean?
I just feel like I've been extremely active and trolly today.
That's fine. I mean, before you kind of... usually your
I was a
characters...
passive observer in a lot of the episodes. And just to be clear, there's nothing wrong with that. In
worked
many
for
of those instances, I went out of my way to not observe magical acts.
This one's all been pretty mundane, so it's actually worked
Yeah.
out really well, other than our conversation.
Can't wait until these guys sprout wings and start shooting lasers from their hands, powered by the Spear of Longinus.
No, that's in the Cyberpunk campaign.
The Spear of Longinus is in the Cyberpunk campaign?
It will be now.
Wow.
It's the name of the big bad evil guy.
But if the question is who's paranoid and paying attention, it's not Carl because
Yeah.
he is taking
No,
a nap.
yeah.
Big bad. Yep.
I know Montre is. 'Cause
There's not much else for him to do. He doesn't sleep.
I'm not sure that if Sean is.
Sean is at a typewriter, surviving the jostling of the train, and he is typing out his thoughts and notes on Montre, Sitrep, the professor, the doctor, Archibald Knickerknocker, Effie, the implication that the rest of his team are always talking about magic to some extent, or weird things that he never sees. So here's the thing: as a doubting Thomas and as an investigator at the same time, he has to doubt the fact that if there are a bunch of negatives around him, he's starting to question, what is he missing? Like, if everybody else keeps insisting magic is real, right? How can he keep saying it's not? Even if we assume that scientifically it's explainable, how is he not present for any of this? What is the explanation? So he's just piecing things together.
It's
And
fair.
I assume that Heads Will Roll by Yeah Yeah Yeahs is playing as the bad guys creep forward on the train towards our train cars, interspersed with his dramatic gothic note taking. So please continue.
So yeah, essentially, you're at this moment where at first, like everybody's talking nonsense around you. Then you start thinking about it more and more as like the conversation keeps going forward more often. Maybe you're starting to be the odd one out about the situation.
Maybe I'm the crazy one.
Yeah. You're the crazy one for being the sane one.
I mean, that's super Lovecraftian.
I was about to play that in the 7th too. Love it.
At this point, I want to cut away to back in Egypt with our other group. We enter a scene of a chase with a stolen German motorcycle being tailed by multiple German transport trucks, with Short Change Hero playing in the background. Sitting on the back of the bike is the living embodiment of a cowboy wearing the appropriate hat and long duster. He meticulously reloads a revolver, making sure not to lose any rounds amongst the chaotic ride. After he finishes reloading the revolver, he quickly points it at the closest truck and fires off a set of shots while fanning the hammer. Seemingly doing nothing at first, he turns his head to the woman driving the bike and shouts, "Can you go any faster? Or at least keep the bike steady?" The camera cuts to look at the annoyed and agitated woman with the brunette hair cut to a bob. She turns her head slightly and shouts back to the man, "How about you actually hit something with your shooting?" The shot freezes with a Borderlands calling card with the title Luis Reed, the medic. The camera cuts back to the cowboy in the back, flashing a smug smirk with the scene freezing again, giving him the calling card, Clyde Shaw, the sharpshooter. He smugly replies, "Darling, I never miss." Suddenly, the tire of the truck Clyde shot at practically explodes, causing the truck itself to tumble over, bouncing. While the tumbling truck is bouncing, another drives right underneath it, barely making it through and losing canvas cover for the back of it. The camera cuts the driver to a man with red hair, tan, freckled skin, and joy-loving grin flashing on his face, cackling in excitement. The screen freezes once more, giving it the calling card, Kane Sawyer, the wild card. The camera pans to the back of the truck that Kane is driving, showing a larger, muscle-bound man with brown skin holding a modified BAR that switches to Fuller Auto. He turns to shout at Kane, "Would you watch where you're going, you loony? Almost took my head off." The screen freezes one more time, giving him the calling card, Declan Harrison, the weapons expert.
Okay, so they get a song and an intro, and this is what we get. We're half asleep on a train.
We chose to run away.
Listen, I've spent almost every scene, including ones I don't appear in, describing our musical appearance.
Yeah,
And
you do
Pondo
it for
just-
me.
Yeah, he treats us like a fucking sack of potatoes. He goes, and then we come back to you guys, the losers. All right, so here's my character. His name's Shaw. He's such a badass. Here he's about to flirt with his girlfriend while driving away on a motorcycle, firing guns.
Oh, I do it, girl.
Bold assumption, but all right.
Roasting, absolutely roasting Pondo.
That's fair.
He doesn't deserve this at all. Okay, he doesn't deserve this.
I probably do.
love it. It's just so perfectly cheesy.
I mean, it's kind of nice, you know, you get the action and pans back over, it transitions to Carl starting to snore.
It's mainly a cutaway of how their situation's been going since you guys have been starting yours.
Listen, if nothing else is going on, I'm gonna knock on Effie's train car door.
Montre's literally giving him a blanket after he's fallen asleep finally. Stubborn. They're
Okay,
also
so-
stubborn.
Answer the door.
Effie, do you have a few minutes to talk?
Sure.
Your train car or mine?
Well, I guess you're already here, so
Okay.
come on in.
All right. I immediately flap down in one of the seats because, of course, I paid for it.
Sir.
I sense that there's a lot going on here, Effie. I say very Irishly. That I don't understand. And I just want to understand my not understanding. There's been a lot of talk of magic, of spiritualism. I've kind of been ignoring it for scientific explanations. But some of the things Montre is saying, no one else is challenging him on. All of you seem to have complete faith and trust in him.
Whoa! Let's cool that.
For some reason, is Harlen playing a game of poker next door and suddenly shouting out loud when he gets his bluff called?
Not really sure, but I can hear one of them snoring if you get too close to the other car.
It's absolutely Carl for sure. If one of the members of our party is definitely the lazy one who will absolutely get caught napping, it's going to be the mechanic. I don't know why anyone's laughing at that. The mechanics are historically quite lazy. And since that is the entirety of Carl's skill set, I wouldn't expect anything more from him. I'm trolling. Effie, what is going on?
I came back
We're
mid troll roll.
yes. Effie, what is going on?
Well, like you, I had these questions at one point in my life. And through my own scientific discoveries and research, I have discovered that some of the mystical world isn't as mystical as we thought it was.
Okay. Well, what more can you tell me?
How much do you want to know?
I think I want to know everything.
Okay. You said he was sitting down, right?
Yeah.
Good call.
So just as a preemptive warning, ghosts and spirits do exist, and you might think I'm crazy for that. But before you think I'm crazy, I'm going to open my book and summon some ghosts.
Make a focus roll. You want to roll that?
I do.
Okay.
Close enough.
Although I will say, it would have been funny if you just left it and.
If I rolled crit
No, it would have been incredible.
I'll show you. Uh-oh.
Magic is super cool and real and
just continual dodging of the reality of the situation. So at first it seems like nothing is happening. She's just reading from a book in a strange language. Something similar that you've heard Montre spout out from occasion randomly. When suddenly green wisps of light and energy start swirling around from it, and then eventually coalescing as just spirits floating around the room with you. They're a little bit hazy as there's not much, as the spirits it keeps pulling keep disappearing as you're moving along.
Sorry, are you saying that the spirits aren't localized to the train car's gravity? The train is just leaving them behind?
Yes.
Sounds like
All
they're
right.
geolocated, not
Yeah.
trainally located.
that makes sense.
I turn to her and I just say, well, it's a very interesting ability, but it seems a bit less useful on the move than one might want.
Yeah, just when you're 100 miles per hour on a train.
Usually I go to their grave and talk to them, which is how I found the location of that tomb under the landing strip. I spoke to a ghost.
Okay.
You okay?
I'm perfectly fine.
Do you think this is made up still?
Look, I'm going to be flat with you. My character sheet says that I'm a doubting Thomas. So I'm not sure how I'm going to rationalize this, but this seems perfectly normal to me according to my character sheet.
No, Fair.
I'll figure out some way to get the truth right.
Mhm.
So I'm not concerned.
But this is what they're talking about. They're talking about spirits similar to this.
Sure.
Some of the artifacts that we found can do things like this as well.
Yeah. What do
They
you
can
know
remark if they want.
about Sitrep and the Professor?
I have no idea what I know about them. I would have to ask the DM.
We turn to the DM, who's also seated in this car. He's one of the ghosts.
He's currently like rummaging through your ordered food as he's caught suddenly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I point to
I really
a
like-
wrap of coffee, and I'm just like, try that first.
I really like it's just the two characters. It's all set properly in the period, and then it pans over to Pondo exactly as he is in a chair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Narration, of course.
So Effie, she was contacted by William because he found out through the grapevine that she had discovered this book that allowed her to do the spiritual things that you don't quite believe in, but somehow believe in. We'll talk about that later. Don't worry. She spoke briefly with William about it. From what he understands from it as well is that this book is tied to some sort of ancient civilization, which I won't give any spoilers about that either. Has some abilities of controlling spirits and souls. It's the whole thing.
But our question was about Bates and Sitrep.
Yes. So Sitrep is a, which you already know, is a organization set up, funded by several wealthy investors that have interest in sort of field as well. Bates himself, the one who owned the mansion before, Aisling, you would know that much, and several others along the line. So the main function from that is to, well, procure the magical items, which you've been doing, and stopping
But
any
to what
sort
end?
Huh?
I look at Effie and the game master exasperatedly, and I say, "You're telling me that we work for a organization of wealthy investors, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a wealthy investor.
Yep.
My question is, if the point is to acquire these items, why are we doing it without getting paid in any way, shape, or form? Who are using these when we're I came into this assuming that we were the good guys and we were doing good things because I was chasing after Professor Dr. Archibald Knickerknocker's work on debunking reality. Him being totally wrong about the supernatural.
Oh, yeah, of
Every
course.
single time.
So you are getting paid. It's just that we're not keeping track of money. We're just using the wealth
Okay.
system roughly.
Sure.
Pretty much after you get
But
back.
even that doesn't preclude why are we giving magical artifacts to rich people? Like, what is there any mission statement to why don't we just break away from them? We own all of our own equipment. You know what I mean? Like, why are we working for these people if we have no idea what they're going to do with it? I'm actually just saying this to Effie at this point. I'm just like, we own our own equipment. We have all of the intelligence. They barely help us at all. We could set up our own network. We know we can't tell ourselves anything about these people. I think when we get back, we should be planning to hit back this gangster, but we should also be asking ourselves, who are these people we're working for?
Well, okay. So the idea is to get these items away from possible evil hands, which you've been doing.
Right.
So if you
I'm
have
just worried,
money,
I turn to you, Game Master, and I say, I'm worried you're going to warehouse 13 us, and we're also working for the bad guys at the end of the first season. You know what I mean?
listen, if you want more information on the situation, you might want to ask William himself. Okay. I also would suggest reading some of the books in the library if you want to get a couple ideas of what the world around you. That's on you. You can figure that out later. As far as you can tell, there hasn't been a whole bunch you've seen about Sitrep because you really hadn't used their resources. You used your own because you got money.
That's true.
You took the edges for it, and I don't want to force you to put in the box.
I turn to Effie and I say, he's making a lot of great points here. I want to make the point that we should be asking more questions about who we're working with and what we're doing. Do you agree?
That's fair. We
Okay.
could definitely set up a meeting with William, or there was a massive library with several books. I've sat and read them there several times.
Fantastic.
Look
We
for their
should
stuff.
do that. In fact, I would say if someone was holding on to resources that they could invest in the library, like 3 of them, they should definitely dump all of those resources into the library immediately. If that's a thing you can do. I don't actually know how that system works, so I've been avoiding interacting with it, but if I can buff the library, I definitely want to do that before we get home.
Yeah, you can buy the occult library edge. It just takes 2 of your points. You have 4-3 at the moment.
Oh, I thought that we had
It's at the end of session, but that's besides the point.
I thought we had like resources we could invest in our library / housing area. Am I crazy about that? Like everyone's invested in the base?
Yeah. You can use the
Yeah,
points.
he's saying
The occult library would be an upgrade to the base.
Yes.
So
you would
it's
be
not.
upgrading the library.
So there's the
I thought you
lodge.
said edge for some reason. I didn't want to be spending like things for my character.
No. So okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Sure. Let's upgrade it.
I'll explain. So there's the lodge buildings that you primarily invest in that increase depending on the rank, or you get depending on the rank. Then there's edges that become available for the lodge that use the points that you get from your advancements for the edges. It's 2 for each edge, and then for the ranks, it's how we've been doing it, essentially. You need to invest that amount of points into the rank.
Well, yeah, I want to upgrade the library to be a culty.
Okay.
I understand that it has to be done at the end of the session. That feels like it's going to be very soon, though. So.
Yes. Because
I'm just kind of nodding at the game master, and I'm nodding at Effie, and I'm just like, we should have this discussion with everyone at some point. But I kind of feel like you're our leader, really,
Why would you feel like that?
because
it's a meme.
every time I go to do something, you're there with me. That's what a good leader does: is they walk beside the people at the front.
Wouldn't, in theory, you be the leader then?
From your point of view, maybe, but from my point of view, you're the leader.
In what way?
I love how much simpler Carl's life is.
Before we
challenge accepted. I'm about to fuck you up.
Before we close this touching moment, I need you guys to look at this little device here. You'll see a slight flash. You'll just rearrange your memories. So you just forget I'm here until I show up again.
No, we know how the fourth wall works. You don't need to Men in Black us.
Oh, look over there.
We did this on Rogue Trader, Pondo, which is what I say in character.
I know. I'm not paying for your food, by the way.
No one asked you to, as you fade into the background. You know what it's like? Wow, this is going to be a real out reference. From the anime Sword Art Online Gun Gale Online Alternative.
Okay, I'm following.
There's a scene where they're in the battle royale and everyone's looking around trying to figure out where the enemy is. And there's a really non-obvious cardboard box that is drawn in the same way all the other objects are. Its placement is weird, but like in animation, right? When there's something you're supposed to pay attention to, it's drawn slightly differently or placed in such a way.
It's colored a different way because it's on a different. Yeah, it's
exactly.
A lot more noticeable back in like Scooby-Doo days where it's like, okay, that wall's going to move.
Yeah, exactly. My point is that in this episode, that cardboard box is not drawn differently, perfectly blends in with the background, and the main character jumps out of it and shoots people. That's what I feel like the reverse happens here. The DM just goes into the background and fades into the furniture.
It's that Homer Simpson meme, essentially, that it just goes into the bushes.
All right. I turn to Effie and I go, wow, this was a great conversation, even though 80% of it was with the Dungeon Master. I wouldn't want to keep you from your puzzle game. By the way, I see that you're filling out a crossword here. I think you need to put this a little to the left, I say, and then I stand up and I go walk back to my car. And for the folks at home, Cotton is currently playing a little to the left on Steam while we're all playing this.
Let me guess. Sunhaven?
No, the game a little to the left, the puzzle game.
Oh, it's
literally called a little to the left.
Is that an actual game name? That's interesting.
Yeah, you just straighten things up.
That sounds like a cotton game. Yeah, that's.
Is it that one? Wait, is it that one where you're just rearranging rooms and moving in things?
No,
I'm
no,
actually
that's
rearranging objects. Like there was.
he's
a
talking about the
station
moving
I
in
was on.
game.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a puzzle game where you like rearrange pencils so that the biggest to smallest sort of. Why I've listen, I'm derailing us left and right tonight. Don't let me talk. I'm gonna go back to being quiet in a corner.
Okay.
No,
Anything from?
would
Carl snores.
hold on? I actually want to ask a question of all of us. What would our theme song be if we don't get Shortchange Hero? Yeah, we should be thinking about that.
Hill theme.
What? Only one of us is British.
I don't know. I hadn't even thought about that.
I'm just saying we need to narrate our own intros for Pondo next episode, so that he knows how awesome we are. Why is Harlen just spending a Benny out of nowhere? Now I'm really worried.
I accidentally hit the B key and it.
Oh, okay, all right. Just I thought maybe there was something going on in the background, and I was like, uh-oh.
Meanwhile, on the
murdered?
other side of the train.
Is this Harlan's inevitable betrayal?
You two are having that conversation, and we're fighting for our lives one car over.
Oh my god, that would be incredible.
Except for the mid-season twist of season 2.
Oh, of course. Like Lost. It was Michael? Sorry, that's a lost joke. Pondo, please take control of the session back.
Okay.
Please stop
I mean,
me.
is there anything for anybody else? Because obviously Harlan's asleep. Not Harlan. Carl's asleep.
What is Harlan doing?
Probably fighting
For this
intrusive
train
thoughts
ride.
to smother Carl because they make things so much easier at times.
I'm actually just gonna go out here and say he's inventing a new dance move called the Harlan Shake.
God damn.
I know, I fucking got him, bro. I got him.
Oh, that's yeah.
Harlan is actually disassembling the bomb because we shouldn't have a bomb.
What? No, it's fair. No, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the safe thing to do.
Honestly, I forgot all about. I just figured that was already done. No, that's
No,
Damn, I shouldn't have
didn't
forgot
forget
about
it,
that.
but,
That would've been
but
hilarious.
Carl did.
that would have been hilarious. You just let the bomb still dangerously close to being active. There's a sudden fire on the train.
Blowing up our car in the middle of the train would be a pain to explain.
Okay. All right. Well, I will say next session you guys will get another advancement, which will put you in the seasoned rank, which means at the end of the session, I think you'll get an extra card. I got to look at what the Destiny's Edge works exactly.
Wait, sorry, are we getting another edge?
No, but it's Ed. It's the Destiny's Edge that lets you, well, quote unquote, lets you be able to pull from the adventure deck that everybody gets.
Okay.
It changes based on rank. I don't remember if it lets you use an extra card, if you just get an extra card to have in your hand. Let me investigate. Destiny's Child.
Yeah. Doesn't take much to investigate that. It's Beyonce's first band. They were really known for Say My Name and a couple other big hits.
That. Oh, that's true. You got me there. Where's the stupid edge? Adventure Edge. Destiny's Child. I'll have to look up the card. Because apparently... I'll look it up later. It may not be the case. I think it's fine with one card each anyway. Because they do come in handy, as, you know, Carl almost...
Two cards have been spent stopping Carl from getting pasted so far.
And this time it wasn't my fault.
No.
That was nice.
I don't regret jinxing that roll.
Couple failures in a row.
Did I call it twice in a row?
No, I just rolled randomly. You cursed the next one.
I know I definitely cursed Carl's getting punched in the face. That
Were those back to back?
Pretty much.
Well,
yeah.
Really close.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 crit fails in a row.
It was a scary time.
The DM wanted it so it occurred.
How? Sorry, I'm confused. I have 3 lodge points. How do I spend these?
If you're getting the occult thing, I've already have it purchased, so I'll just knock you down back to 1.
Okay.
So you know
What does it take to purchase one of these other rooms?
The other edges?
Yeah, like secure cells.
It's just 2 points. 2 points per edge. So technically
okay.
you and Harlan could get pulled together to get the cells. Or you can wait till next time after the end where you get in advance, you get another point. Yeah, you purchase the workshop. Your next thing is the garage, which will be 5, which will let you repair the car easier. Right now you can modify whatever your weapons and whatnot. I don't know why this is. Well, I know why it says Rippers, because I pulled that from the Rippers book. That's it. Yeah. Then next time there's definitely not going to be a train situation going on.
I don't believe you.
That's fair.
I mean, if you let me drive the train, there would be.
I've heavily, not subtly foreshadowed it, because I do like to foreshadow it enough that it causes paranoia.
Yeah, I feel you. I do that too. I get too excited. Sometimes just tell them straight up though.
I've noticed, because at the beginning I was like, okay, this will be a secret. It's gonna be a cool reveal later on. And then I just hear, yeah, I'm a robot.
Yeah.
Basically.